start with this right here. So this is like 18 seconds into the game, right? So this is like the very first,
this was the
essentially
first shot
action.
of the game. Yeah.
This is unbelievable. So what happens right here is Lewis Lloyd, it's a cutback inside the box to Dan Jones, I think it is, who then hits the shot, quick reflex save. And then is that Lee Trundle? Is that the gigantic man coming in for the header?
No,
no,
I don't think he was in yet.
Oh, he wasn't in yet. Okay. Okay. So it looks like, but there, it looks like it's a back post header. So let's just start this again. Well, I mean, that's unbelievable. It's happened so fast. It's hard to even like break it down.
But this is my point, and you guys can break it down. Look how fast Lindsay gets back up.
Boom.
In that tight of a space.
Yeah. I mean, you're covering that near post.
So you can have keepers make that first save, but who gets up that quick to make the second save?
Exactly. So first off, let's start from the very beginning right here. First off, what are you seeing here, Lindsay?
Well, the ball in, we didn't work on our marking in there, first of all. I don't know why it's so wide open in there, but I don't know. I hope I said something, but we need to work on that over there. But yeah, I don't know who that is defending. I don't know. I can't tell from here. But I would want them to cut off that middle pass and kind of force them a little bit more in line. Let's see if you could keep playing it.
So here's the cutback. Here's the through ball.
Oh, yeah. It's right there.
Yeah, but okay. So we will digress in this. It's so tight and so fast that on an 11v11 field, like you'd be subbed out as a defender, leaving people open like this. Understand, and we won't get on anybody. Also, you know, I think, yeah. So we won't get on any of the player. Well, I can, but yeah, this is what happens in small-sided, really tight spaces, but those openings become so much worse in a sense.
And also for me, like in this field, everything can be a shot. So like I got to prepare here. I can't be cheating for this cross because like he could just as easily shoot that, you know. And he's
because technically you're inside the 18. So
yeah, you're right. That's just a shot inside the box.
No pun intended. But you're inside the 18.
No. Okay. So as this ball's here, what I love that lateral movement by you, Lindsay. But you're not approaching because it's happening so fast. Instead, you're just shifting. You're just redirecting your body so that you're ready. Shot, boom, save. And then see what I love here. It's the head track. That's why you're able to get up so quick because it's boom. And then it's the head is following the ball. And that's why you're able to get up so quick. Most keepers won't make this save. This is world class right there. Are you kidding me?
Thanks. I think, that was like the first one of the game. And I think I remember just being, okay, well, we're in it now. Let's go. Now we're in it.
Yeah, I think what you said, Mike, there is important because you think, all right, do you steal space, right? Does your adjustment off like protecting your near posts because you're in a tight space mean I come and steal space? But in this tight of a situation, if you don't take that lateral step and you take a step forward, you're possibly beat because of the pace of the ball and your adjustment was kind of in the wrong direction. Like you have to allow yourself that little minuscule amount of depth here to actually make the reaction. Do you see what I'm saying? So I think that allowed her to make the first save. I'm just, speaking as me. And then I still can't get over how fast he got back up because let me tell you something. How I made that save, I'd still be laying on the ground.
I'm putting that on caffeine.
Last thing I want to say about this save right here, Lindsay, I think it's a great example for young goalkeepers to see about being able to improvise within the moment as opposed to this is what you're supposed to do in goalkeeping because my coach tells me to blah, blah, blah. Instead, you're like, keep the ball out of the net. I see the ball is going in the direction. I'm going to shoot my hand forward. I'm going negative into the goal, but at least keeps the ball out of the net. All that sort of stuff. I love that. It's effective goalkeeping, as we like to call it.
Yeah. And I've never been, you can ask any of my coaches, I've never been one to be very technical in terms of the goalkeeping technical sense. I've never been good form, good this, like perfect forward, perfect everything. I just know that it's not supposed to go in the rectangle. So
Just
Like,
keep it out of the net. Keep it out of the
Dukar,
net.
the UNC keeper coach, like my freshman year, he said I came in so like raw, like just pure, just and like instinct, stuff like that. So
Who was your
I'm-
coach, Chris?
yeah, Dukar, yeah.
Yeah, he was there actually.
So I just never, for anyone out there who's not very technical, you can get around it in other ways.
Yeah, it's true.
So I want to play this clip right here. Not this one right here, but the good handling right there on that. Boom, just nice and tight, right into the pocket, holding on. Who says you're not technical? Look how clean that was.
Yeah, I
This
think
is like
that's called the fetal save. I don't know.
This is like 8 minutes in. I think it's a give and go to Trundle, who then this is the post up thing that you're talking about, right?
This is
So
what I
he's
was
literally
talking about,
posting
yeah.
up like a
That's all he's
He's
basketball
doing that
player.
all game.
He just-
Game he did that.
He just sits there and posts up and lays off. That's all he did.
It's effective though.
There.
It's very
It was
effective.
effective. Or he texts, or because such a tight, and I will give it to the guys, they were so quick on the trigger. So it took like just a tiny little touch and opening and then a shot. So where it wasn't a big touch that you can readjust to as a goalkeeper, it was like boom, boom, shot, So
Yeah, and it's Rutherford, the layoff to Trundle, and then he literally is using your player as a shield so you can't see, and then turns. And I mean, that's what makes the save so difficult is you can
and
barely
through the legs,
see.
and through the legs.
Yeah. It's just unreal. And then what I love about that kick save right there is that you are using that positive body shape to be able to play the ball into a good area, as opposed to if that leg was dragged back, that's in the net right there. So that's just massive right there. Just want to, Susk, you're wearing the exact same shirt.
I was just going to say that.
Hilarious.
I was like,
I love it.
I'm wearing the exact same thing I was last week. But my hair's
so
down.
funny. I know. I noticed that. I noticed that. I was like, wait a second.
I'm like, look, Mike, it's this simple. I unpack a bag. I throw stuff in the washing machine. I throw on what was in the bag. That's all I do. That's all I do. I basically wash
you
my
have
clothes.
your special inside the 18 t-shirt.
I literally just wash my clothes, repack, and leave again.
Oh my gosh. You're like a traveling salesman.
Oh my gosh, right? Hold on.
Oh my gosh.
It's
Okay.
amazing.
Oh, it's I know, Shannon, look. I have the exact same thing I had on last week.
It's amazing.
Yes, but birthday balloon.
Whoa, look at that. Look at that birthday balloon. I love it.
I know.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Hi. So hi everybody.
We had Kamil for a second. He just disappeared. So hopefully he shall be joining us in 1 second. I'm excited to learn more about Norway. I don't know much about the Norwegian professional game over there.
Absolutely.
I know in the women's game they're pretty darn strong.
They used to be. No, they did. Back when we played, they were huge. Yeah, for sure.
Look at that. Kamil, what's up, dude?
Hello, guys. How are you?
Hi, Kamil.
We're doing great, man. I'm excited about this. I'm excited to learn more about Norway. Susky and I, we were just talking about it. They used to be the superpower in women's soccer.
They sure did.
Yeah, long time ago, actually, because right now is not the best time for them, especially for the goalies. We struggle a lot, but we have some goalies which was been in Premier League, at least Aurora Mikkelsen and Cecilia Fiskestrand, but they very quick come back to Norwegian League because they are not good enough. So.
Yeah,
man.
the women back when 95 World Cup, 99 World Cup, 91 World Cup, they were huge. They were our nemesis, to be honest with you. It was Norway and China, which is so strange now, like why have things changed. Holland didn't really even have a team, and now it's like and England didn't. So
I see, but you guys have awesome team, and so USA is perfect with the women's side, especially for the goalies as well. So
yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, Kamil, real quick before we start the show, how do you pronounce your last name properly?
Kamil Olsztyński.
Olsztyński. Okay.
Yeah, because my parents is Polish.
That makes sense. All right,
Yeah.
let's go going here. Here we go. Welcome to Inside the 18. I'm Michael Magid, live from West Hollywood, California. With me, post-birthday celebration, the one and only 99 World Cup winner, Saskia Weber. I saw the birthday balloon, Saskia. You had a lot going on there.
I did. I got them. Yes, and you love this. I got new headphones. These aren't them, but I got Bluetooth ones just like this. So I'm super psyched about that. They're charging. So
Wow, that is
like,
big time.
It's like the weird gifts you get. But yeah, I got to give a shout out to Jen Mead as well. It was her birthday. We share the same birthdays. If you guys don't know Jen Mead, and U.S. national team goalkeeper as well. We played together somewhat at the same time. Same birthday. She was one of the coaches at TST as well with me. So shout out to Jen Mead.
Shout out to Jen, and both of you guys were on the sidelines when Lindsey Harris was just going insane.
Yes.
And you were like, let's just hope she stays healthy so that neither one of us have to hop in the net.
Exactly right.
There. Oh my gosh. By the way, shout out to all the insiders, all the fans of Inside the 18, and all the people in the union as well too, who wished Saskia a happy birthday. I know she really appreciated that. Everybody reaching out. We love our fans reaching out to us regardless of whether it's soccer related or not. And speaking of non-soccer related, I went to LA Tech Week last week and I met Anthony Maldini, and he's like, hey, I have a goalkeeper you need to have on the show. And I was like, let's make this happen. So joining us all the way from Norway, we got Kamil Olsztyński. What's up, dude?
Hello, guys. Nice to meet you.
What time is it there?
22. Actually, light. Yes, it's light in outside. So, guys, today was 35 degrees in Norway. It was first time I think in history in Norway. Never was that warm. It's almost like in California. So
oh, Celsius.
Yeah.
We have to clarify that. I was like, it was that cold? Did it snow?
No.
But I remember being in Sweden for the 95 World Cup, and I remember the summer, and the sun never went down. And that I remember. So you had these like huge, heavy shades on your windows so you could get some darkness in your room.
I tell you one story about it. When I was in 1.5 years in Tromsø, in the top level, in the north of Norway, and from May until August is it never darkness. So it's 24-hour sun in the top. So my windows, some of the windows was painting dark because you have to fall asleep.
Yeah.
So that was really, really special, really, really strange time. So, but really exciting.
Yeah, no, I remember that. And it's like, Mike, it's like this weird, it's not like it is outside right now. It's like, it was this weird, like kind of red hue, like kind of, it's kind of like if you're on the East Coast and it's snowing kind of a look, like it's like, but it doesn't. So you can't get sleep because it's light.
No,
so
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Does it feel like, Kamil, does it feel like you should just be going out there and running a goalkeeper session at 1 a.m.? Like, does it feel like that?
We have late training, but when we been in the top level, when the Tromsø was in the top level, so we have to follow sleep anyway. So some of the players have to eat the pills to follow sleep because they struggle, especially not local players, especially the foreigners, guys who's coming from other country. They've been eating pills from them for the doctor because they cannot sleep. So if you don't follow sleep, you are not ready for the session tomorrow. So that was very, very strange time. So, but really, really awesome. So funny time.
That must be like such a trip, Saskia. I mean, I can just imagine. And I know, obviously, in the women's game, a lot of people go over to Scandinavia to play.
Yeah, well, we had these in the hotel. We had like the shutters on the hotel were like these really heavy steel shutters, like they would close, like they'd lock you in. You're like in a safe room, and so like no light would get in because you couldn't. Like it really threw you off. And we were there for the entire, obviously for the entire month, longer than that. So. And we lost, so maybe that's why.
Well,
We lost to
Kamil,
Norway in the quarterfinal in the quarterfinals. So
well, Camille, for some people who are not your sister, who
Semifinal.
shout out is watching the show right now, I believe. So shout out
Yeah.
to Anna who's watching the show right now. Why don't you tell a little bit of the people here, maybe who are watching from the United States, who might not be familiar with the Norwegian top division, how that all works?
How the question one more time about Norwegian league? Yeah.
Yeah, just like I think a lot of us were familiar, obviously with
Yeah.
the Southern European leagues, but the Scandinavian leagues are a little bit foreign to.
Yeah, actually, Norwegian league is the league which is recognized by Rosenborg, RBK, Rosenborg from the 90s or 2000, when Rosenborg beat Real Madrid at the Lerkendal, the club and the stadium which is really popular here in Norway. When John Kerry played there, when the most popular players played actually at this time. This was the time when the Norwegian system and maybe formation, really directive formation starts, because this is Norwegian football is actually really recognized as a really directive backstage football, when the people always winning second balls, goalkeepers is really directly. This was history of the goalkeeper of the football in Norway and goalkeepers. Right now, many players, many coaches want included goalkeepers as a players, not as a goalkeepers, which of course artificial ground, when it's 90% of the pitches is artificial, it helps a lot to be one of the players, not only ball stoppers. This was our key in Tromsø when I arrived as a goalkeeper coach. I have foreigner player Jakob Haugård, Danish goalkeeper from Stoke. He was really injured when he came to the club, but we knew it. He is extremely good with the choice risk with his face, and this was the key, because right now I think 95% of the goalkeepers everywhere, every league, hitting the targets. But it's not about targets, it's about the choices. And also the players who you have front to you, opponents, like, of course, City or Barcelona, Ter Stegen, Ederson, this is not about them skills, it's about players front to you and how the coaches want to play for you. So the Tromsø, there was like, how to call it, identity. So the identity we work about it was help me as a goalkeeper coach develop myself around it, because I had to change all the way my goalkeeper coach style. I have to fit to the main coach idea. So so this was really strange in the beginning, but this fits because everything was working. Also the kids around all the system in the junior football, kids football also start work as a one identity, because we want goalkeeper be included, and this is going for Norwegian football in the future, because we see at other clubs like Brann Bergen, which is really offensive team who using wings. Goalkeeper have crazy direct long passes. So it's like I say, goalkeeper culture getting better and better and better with the men's side, but not with the women's side. We still struggle. So that's the problem.
Saskia, I just heard that right there. Maybe some opportunities for some young coaches in the United States to head over to Norway if they're struggling on that. And I do want to talk to you, Saskia, about this really quickly. What Kamil just brought up in regards to identity, and I think that's something that's really important for young coaches out there to hear. And I don't know if you agree, is that you need to find not only your own identity as a coach, but you need to recognize the identity of your club and how you as a coach fit into that.
No, absolutely. I mean, you can't come in to a pro or any club or school or whatever and say, well, this is the way I coach. This is the way I coach goalkeepers. And that's it. If it's an attacking mentality, if the team is using the keeper as an 11, which now everybody is, then you have to be able to coach that as well. And you know, Kamil, you're absolutely right. It's not just sending the ball long, it's a targeted situation. Are we using wingers? Is that ball, are you bypassing lines and serving that ball up to lead your wingers? Like, or are you finding like a target 9 on a long pass to feed the balls off? Like, what is the identity of the team and the system and the flow that they're playing in?
I really agree with you, Suska. It's just like also many people forget that the goalkeeper coach is also assistant coach.
Yes.
In some way, you know, I have the pleasure to work with Goethe and other coaches, and I was in every pre-speech, like meetings after and analyze. We start the day in the 7 in the morning. We finish 6 in the evening every day, and we analyze trainings twice. We analyze every player twice, how we won it. And this was actually really huge step for my career to understanding even more what they thinking and to prepare myself from to them. And because I have one rule, which was 4,800 minutes during the 44 weeks as we have in the season. So all the season, 44 weeks in Norwegian football. So this 4,800 minutes was I have 45 minutes every day, even if it's sessions before the match. I have to be before with my goalies. And this was my kind of identity to prepare myself with the grip, with the passes, with some ability exercises, which I don't use this later in the own session, because coach always every day he wants our goalies included for the free play. He wants to include it for the field count, like boxes. He wants to include them for the possession. So to make this identity even more stronger. So I don't have the time to use actually goalies as a goalies. So this was my identity to use my program 4,800 minutes, and goalies accepted, because we also building the injuries, and we like this is kind of beginning in Norwegian. It means like we try to don't be injured because of the weather, which is always cold upstairs in Norway, which your body is very cold quick. So you have to warm up longer to be ready. So this was actually really, really good and excitement time to prepare myself and my goals always what coach wanted. Right. And I always have to have, and this was the crazy, because I don't have to have plan B. I have to have plan C, and D. So because every time was just changing every minute. So goalies have to be flexible, because have to changing because of the weather. Sometimes it was snowing, and we have to change all the plan. Sometimes it was like tornado. So yeah, kind of tornado. You know what I mean? It was like a snow tornado.
Oh my gosh!
And then you have to jump in. So this was like to be flexible, and also coach have also sometimes bad day, or how to call it. So this was really flexible time to work with the people like this, with this identity. And they are now, because I've been living in Tromsø because of my family situation, and they are in the third position because of this identity. They're working in the club, want the same things. And last things was like they really, really, really believe of each other. And this is changing in Norwegian culture, because Norwegian is not, the people in Norway, they are not so happy like you, Americans. So Norwegian
not so happy like us Americans.
It says because the sun doesn't go down or it doesn't come up for like 6 months.
Oh my God. Actually, Camille has smiled more than most Norwegians.
I've met.
Thank you, but I feel myself Polish.
You know what but it is really important, and I love what you were saying about the fact that, you know, when you get to the session, you know, depending on what the team wants in the structure of the session, like the goalkeepers are, whether they're doing, they're ingrained right away. So you have to find the time to train your goalkeepers with their goal, whether it's, handling crosses and stuff like that, because then when you get to the session, you only have so much time. The difference in America, if we're talking college, is here's the biggest problem for college coaches is you're not allowed to. And so your players are only allowed to train a certain amount of hours a week, period. And so because of school. And so you literally don't have the time to do that. You have to create your session so you can train your goalkeepers and put them in with the team.
Then,
and
my God,
they don't have
then
that time.
Then you have to be, this is special.
That's
because
college.
That's
college.
Then you have to be really, really quick and effective.
Yep.
So because I've been working also in academy, which is called Wang before. At the same time, I was working with the women's side in the top level. I have free time. I have actually free time as a goalkeeper coach, and I have 8 goalkeepers, I decided what I wanted and who I choose to go and play with the team. So it was a little bit different. Our college was a little bit, how to call it, more flexible and more directive for the goalkeeper culture.
So, I mean, usually,
don't get us started, Kamil.
Usually the way to deal, the way I dealt with it at UCLA and stuff was usually, you have the keepers for warm up instead of them warming up with the team. So you have to ingrain, and you have to use a lot of that warm up time to train them as well. Then they go with the team. Then if you have 4 goalkeepers, 2 are with the team. And this was the hard part. And then you're training 2 on the side, but I can't watch the starting goalkeepers because I'm training other people. So I would have to set up their training so that reserve players that weren't playing were running them through the drills. So I could watch what they were doing in small-sided or whatever. So it's,
exactly.
In college, it's a hard thing. In pro, yes, you can go out.
That's
train.
different. Yeah.
Then they can go.
Do you know, this is interesting? Do you guys in pro have also kind of new trend to have 2 or 3 goalkeeper coaches at the same one session? Because trust me, I speak a lot of with the people, of course, from England.
That would be amazing. Even at the professional level, a lot of times it's just one goalkeeper coach.
I mean, there might be an assistant just helping, but I don't know a team, and I might be wrong. And Dan Ball, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong about this, but I don't know a team that's got two goalkeeper coaches, which would be incredible.
I know.
Awesome.
I know at LAFC, and we know this because Omar Zini, who's worked with us for quite a while, he is the goalkeeper coach for the reserve team, but he's also the assistant goalkeeper coach for the first team.
But that's different because they have the dual teams.
Exactly.
That helps. When you're with the NWSL, you don't have that. So you don't have.
Guys, we're dreaming less. Arsenal have 3 goalkeeper coaches, Inaki Kanya and 2 assistants. Awesome.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. This trend is coming in Polish league, a little bit in the top clubs in Norway, in the top, or like we're talking about Bodo Glimt, we're talking about the Brann. This is the guys who is, like you say, in second team, they come into the first team. But I think that will be key for development, because you don't have to focus in just only for serving. You can focus on different angles. You can choose the rules. You can choose you doing this one, I doing this one. I see the feet, how the goalkeeper moving himself in the goal, and then you working with the quality. I think it will be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, usually what I did for when I was coaching was I go back to those reserves or players coming off injured reserve. You have to do what you can with what you have. And so if they were cleared to actually strike a ball, they would come to me. And so I would set them up. They'd know this type of service or what we were doing. So I could be with the keepers, because I being in the goal or behind the goal with the keepers and seeing their angles and seeing everything instead of me kicking a ball. So
and then you feel them better. You feel them better when you stay behind them. I agree.
Yeah.
Saskia, this question from Taco Alexander, I think it's best for you right here, because he's coming from Bahrain, and he was asking if you, because obviously in the college game, if you're working with limited time, like you just said, how do you manage the goalkeeper training to meet up with the main team training so as to play as a team?
So usually, Taku, like I was saying, basically there's this, the coaches and I would work together. And so what's the plan for today? What's the training session this week? This is when we need the goalkeepers. And I'd be like, okay, so I'm taking them for warm up. Their warm up, I would make sure that their warm up dealt with, it wasn't, they weren't with a team warm up in the physio and jogging. They were with me, and my warm ups were set up so that includes handling, that includes striking the ball and footwork. So you kind of like, you have to change that mentality. You have to be like, they have to start handling immediately. They have to start using their feet immediately because I've got 30 minutes and then they're going with the team. And so that's how it would have to happen. But you have to have that communication with your coaches. You can't just walk out to the field and all of a sudden then be like, hey, we need the goalkeepers in 10 minutes. And by the way, we're doing flying changes and they have to be able to extend to the upper 90. So
I think that's such a great point, Saskia, that you're bringing up, and Kamil, obviously you were talking about different weather and affecting that. So you have to be, you have to be aware of this when you are preparing these goalkeepers, because if they are going off to the team and it is a snow tornado, well, you got to prepare them for dealing with actual contact in that environment.
Yeah, I really agree with you guys. You have to be really flexible, but at the same time, you have to feel them. So we probably talk a little bit about that. They have to trust you in the process, because when you say to them, we have to have supplement training, which we're going first to the gym and do some tennis balls and some balance, which I am really focusing on balance all the time, every day, almost on the balance of the warm up with the balance with both ball and stuff like this. We do this prep warm up in the gym, and then we go out of the pitch. So already ready to be kind of do some my ex guys. So like you see, this is happiness, a lot of happiness, a lot of conversation.
and even Kamil with the gym for me, and I keep going back to the college thing just to manage time. So part of that their training, obviously they go inside, they go to our trainers for the gym. But I made sure I sat down with our head strength and conditioning coach and I said, this is what my goalkeepers need to work on in the gym. So they weren't just doing the same training session that the field players were doing. They were focusing on whether it was explosive stuff I needed, whether it was quick twitch, whether it was balance, things that the field players wouldn't be. So they had separate things set up because I couldn't be in there with them because that moves into those minutes we're talking about that I can't do. But I made sure, again, it's all communication.
Exactly. The communication is the key. And, I start learning, before goalies have ego. We have huge ego, and sometimes we've been not to listen coaches. When you become a goalkeeper coach, you have to be different because you have to have communication. Even if the coach or someone have bad day, you have to have good day because you have response for the goalkeepers, your guys, which is your mirror. And sometimes, like I say, I have to be flexible, but I have to be flexible for the main coach who decided over me. And my relation with the goal is actually this is the key. Probably was always the key to tell them, to explain them. Our plan is changing. We have to do this, and they have to trust the process because, like I say, I own this process. We own together this process. So I think, like you say, communication is the key. Not only my communication with them, but communication with everybody around. So
yeah. I want to bring up this right here as we kind of can get into today's topic, and I think we've been touching a little bit on it in regards to building trust, because I think it's such a massive topic and so important, especially for young coaches. I love this quote here from Iker Casillas that you put here, Kamil, about I don't want to be remembered as a good goalkeeper. I want to be remembered as a good person, because I think it is our responsibility to build good people, not just great goalkeepers, great people. And you need to be able to build that relationship with that goalkeeper, that they trust you as such that even anything that not doing with goalkeeping, they're willing to listen to you.
Definitely. These quotes I've been using for myself. when I was playing,
Mhm.
but I also using for every ages, even for the goalkeepers who've been playing in Premier League and top in the league last year. And we've been trying to follow this, and that's make you kind of reflecting up is that up to be goalkeeper is an honor because you represent the club, you represent yourself, you represent your dreams because we guys, we are such a crazy about staying in the goal. We love this. We love this. This is hopeless. My nose is broken. My finger is destroyed. I will love it. And if you have this feeling as a goalkeeper coach, and you also come in with this kind of quote up, be remembered as a good person, it's easier to build a group. It's easier to, maybe it's wrong to say, but manipulate it, the goalkeepers in positive way. You know what I mean? Because this is the thing we want to be good as a goalkeepers, but also the person. So all this always was like a beautiful quote.
I love one of the things that you just said right there, Kamil, and it was actually making me think, Saskia, that when you are a goalkeeper, and let's just take you, for example, obviously, winning a World Cup with the US and gold medal and everything and being part of those really, really powerful teams, that the fact that you are a goalkeeper, there has to be a trust by US Soccer that you're going to represent yourself in a way that is indicative of that type of a program.
Yeah, but yes, you're not just there to represent yourself. You're not selfish. And if you're that type of a goalkeeper, I don't think you'll go far, no matter how good you are, because you have to have, as a goalkeeper, the trust of your team, of your company, of whether it's the national team, whether it's your pro team, whether it's the fans, and you give trust to get trust. And if your teammates look at you and respect you and look at you as a good person, they're going to play for you, and that's what you want. If you're an a-hole, like they're not going to fight for you, and nor do I would rather have it. A good goalkeeper, 1 and 2 are so close, or 1 and 1.5, like I say. And if I have an arrogant, selfish goalkeeper, and I have one that is a team player, a community person, and just an all-around good person, I'm going to go with that other person, even if you're a little bit better, because I can make the goalkeeper a better goalkeeper, right?
Definitely.
But and their willingness to learn is part of being a good person.
Yeah. I love what you just said.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Now, Kamil, my Norwegian's a little rusty, so you may have to help me out.
I know. I'm like, am I missing something here?
What it looks like is, I was gonna say, it looks like when you put something into a document, cut and paste, and it accidentally it's accidentally translated into a different language when you paste it.
But I know I see keeper.
something about the role of the goalkeeper, I think, right?
Yeah, exactly. This was like the main key. Sorry guys, we can skip it because this is the presentation when I use it for everybody, for parents, for the young coaches who can be the goalkeeper. So it's like vem kan vara keeper, who can be goalkeeper, varför vill du vara keeper, why you want to be keeper. So this is just like a question for the people to reflect and make this rule special, because people just think, stay in the goal, you are not good in football, just go to the goal. No, because this question make this rule special, because I think this is the most special rule you can have it, because this is the most wonderful rule. Rule to life. Yeah, there is no difference between a match and training session. They are equal important. What do you think, guys?
I mean, I think in regards to if the way somebody handles themselves, and also I think that's where that kind of the trust comes in too, Saskia, is like, if you trust that your coach, is there to develop you, you're going to treat that environment the same way you treat the game environment, because
Absolutely.
you're getting something out of it. I think where it falls sometimes, Saskia, and I don't know how you agree, or Kamil, if you agree, if their goalkeeper is not in a good communication with the goalkeeper, they may treat the games as important. And I've seen this happen when when a player goes on loan. They're all about the games, but they don't treat the environment, the practice
But
environment
then
with the same
but
respect.
it goes back to giving respect and getting respect. If you are not at
Exactly.
100% every time you step on the field, and that's in the training environment too, that's going to reflect on your play. And you know, you have field players out there that are giving 100%, putting as much in, and you're not. And let's say you're playing small side or something, and you're failing them in this, then you're losing trust of them. That when it
Yeah.
how's that translate onto the game field? If they know that every time you're behind them and you step on the field, you are giving it 110%, period.
Yeah.
They know that they can trust you during the game. Like you
Definitely.
can't, you know, not bring it in practice. I love practice.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah. You know, I'm really agree with you guys, and also I'm thinking the goalkeeper coaches, they are actually, we are service people. We give the service for them, and if our service is 110% for them, this is going circle. This come back to us. This always will come back to us, and the value of the training will definitely come to you back.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not bringing it in practice, you're not getting what you're supposed to out of training.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think
Quality.
this is
Yeah.
I was going to say
Yeah.
this is good because this is how you build trust with a goalkeeper, in my opinion.
Yeah,
is with
definitely.
But we talk about this all the time, that sessions nowadays, the way sessions are developed by the field player coaches is it's game realistic. And we say that, you know, you can only do so much, you know, whether it's moving through cones and like, you know, repetitive motion, but what you need is game realistic situations in training. And how are you going to react to it? Because it's I expect you to react that way in the game. So if you're not bringing it, you're not getting anything out of it.
I agree with you. You know, I'm also thinking about great service. The service is not only in the pitch. The service is also out of the pitch. They are also human beings. They have also problems. They lose they are sick. They have parents. They have family. They have kids. They finish with a boyfriend, girlfriend, or something. You have to feel these people. You have to be close to them. I've been doing a lot of mistakes to just sometimes focusing too much about goalies, about goalkeeper things. But I also have to understand it. But they are not me. They are not. They have also other things behind the football. So I said, dialogue and communication and understanding them. Also, even if I'm not agree with them, that was actually really important. Just make the great service even better. So,
yeah, and that's so huge. We talk about this, especially on the youth level and stuff, but it goes all the way to the pro level. Is there's so many other things going on in people's lives. So, you know, the reason they might not be performing so great in a session, it might be something that's outside of soccer. And so you have to be close with your goalkeepers. You have to have communication and pull Jimmy aside and say, Jimmy, what's going on? I know that you're a little off today. And maybe he wasn't doing well in school, or maybe his parents are fighting, or maybe he and his girlfriend broke up. But you have to be able to understand. You can't just come in with blinders on saying everybody brings it 100% and you're not doing well today. There's a reason.
Yeah, exactly. You know, sometimes the day off can give you 2 amazing sessions from after this. But you have to feel them. You have to feel them. You know, it's easier for us who've been playing football before, which kind of different level. Of course, you are such a legend, so it's a little bit different. But even in the lower level, we understand that football is not only football. It's also feelings. It's also problems. People tackle bad match very difficult in the lower level. On the youth level, they're thinking about this at home. They're thinking about this. They struggle with the connection with others because they have a terrible match. So also I'm thinking, maybe if it's okay for you guys, I say I have the rules. I have 3-second rules. When you miss the goal, I have to counting until even if you're in top level or the kids 6-7 years, you have to counting until 3 to quick forget it, because we need you for the next situation. So we try to working with the mental, because mentality is just affecting you very quickly. So this was like a kind of my idea I do with every goal is.
Yeah, I was always like, it's not the mistake, it's how you react to the mistake. And I'm like,
Yeah.
and I say that all the time. Are you following one mistake by another mistake, or are you leaving the mistake behind and moving on? And
Exactly.
that's all in your head. And so if it's preventable. So
Yeah.
but yeah, and you can't be a coach that is like, oh, they know they made the mistake, but it's how do they respond to it? And
Exactly.
it's about being
And
connected with your goalkeepers.
yeah, and you have to reacting very quick, because in the top level you don't have time. You will be
No.
smashed. You will be smashed very quickly. So that's actually you as a goalkeeper coach, how you reacting around them.
Yeah.
That helped them to forget it. I have the huge pleasure last year to have connection with one of the goalies with which he struggled with the matches, because he don't play so many matches last year. When he come to us, he become one of the most important players in the team. So his start was not the best one. So I always never sit. I always stand in the bench to have eye connection with him, and give him some advice, not advices, but just tips. Okay,
Yeah.
good one, tranquilo,
Yeah.
easy, something
Same.
feel him a little bit like kind of. And this was actually the trust. I got the trust, which make me really proud, because he become really huge after the while, after these small things. So I don't say it's because of me, but maybe this was 5% of his development, this kind of connection, what we have it. So it was like, honestly.
No, I had that. And Mike knows I had that with Lauren, where when I came into UCLA, she was struggling. She almost wanted to quit because I'll say it, I don't care. The keeper coach before me was not positive, was very yelling and screaming and negative. And one of my other goalkeepers was going to quit and everything. And I'm not like that. And I'm very connected to my goalkeepers. And, and now she's playing pro, and I'm super proud of her. My other one's playing for the Venezuela's national team and everything like that.
Congratulations.
But it's so important, that connection. I used to sit on the bench, and like Lauren she kept shanking a service, and the head coach would get so angry and look at and be like, why don't you yell at her or something? I'm like, what is that going to do? Do you think that she knows she keeps shanking the ball? Me yelling at her right now is just going to send her spiraling. I just would look at her and just be like, calm down, like take it slow, but I'm not yelling at anybody. Like, they're adults. They know what they're doing wrong.
Yeah,
exactly. I really agree with you. So by your position, by your connection with them, you can just make them more comfortable. Of course, your expectation is huge, but even they play in the pro, even they've been huge before, they need someone. They need someone to say something, to feel it, to understand they are not alone in this goal. So this is the connection and trust, I think.
Yeah. I want to bring this up really, really quickly before we move on right here, Kamil, because I love the fact that you've got honesty in there, and you got honesty apparently in 2 languages. That's how important honesty is. You need to put it in multiple languages. I think personally that until you've developed that trust, especially if you bring a new goalkeeper into your environment, you can't be honest until they buy into you. So how do you develop that relationship, and when is the time to start being more specific and being more honest with them?
That's the question for me or to Saskia?
I kind of disagree with you, Mike.
Okay.
I disagree with you because I think that you gain trust by being honest. And
gotcha.
And it's your delivery in it. So the minute, even if a new goalkeeper comes in, it's how you communicate that honesty, but that's what they want, And so I think they will buy in really quickly if the more honest you are, and the more.
But I'm agree. But to be honest, you have to be serious yourself.
Yeah.
You have to be quality. You have to be this guy who, okay, I want to trust this guy because this guy is awesome for me. He know what he's doing. He is honest with me. He see positive things about me, but he see also negative things about me, which is between me and him. because we trust each other. We make the process. We sit each other and say, "Come on, man, you struggle with the crosses. We will work about it. But remember, this is between you and me, and we're gonna make it. You are unbelievable one-on-one, but we have to make your X factor even better X factor. But then we have to work about it, not only talking, because people see effects, and goalies need the effects. They want to be effective, and to be honest with them, you as a goalkeeper coach have to be effective. So if you are effective and in the pitch, you're coming in before the session, you're preparing for the session, you not make them embarrassed, because that's also other things. The juniors can feel themselves embarrassed if you say front to others, "Oh, this was bad decision." I never say something front to others. I can say face to face to the main coach, "Come on, this was bad decision, but I will take them face to face," because they have huge response, because if they lose the ball, they lose the goal. So I have to be the guy who protect them, but in the same time, I can tell them straight to the face, just only because of my quality, how I am as a goalkeeper coach.
Well, yeah, I just want to add up real quick here for anybody who's worked with me for the first time. I'm not lying to you.
No, but
you know what I meant.
I know what you meant. I just feel
Okay.
that, and I agree with Kamil. I think that you have to break things down, whether that's if it's in film, and say, "Listen, you're really struggling. Let's say you're always overplaying the near post and stuff." Show that to them, and it's constructive criticism, and then set your sessions up so that you're showing them why and how to work on it, and you're getting something out, because they know what they're doing wrong. So, like, you know, you have an arrogant goalkeeper comes in and says, "Well, I'm great at everything." No, you know, let's look at this. Let's break this down. Let's have this discussion one-on-one and see what we can do to better your positioning or better yourself on crosses and everything. Yes, you're great at 1v1s, but we need to tweak this, because intrinsically, what you're not good at. Like, I know what I wasn't that great at. So, and thank God we didn't play with the 11 back then. So
what I just meant is that let's say you get a new goalkeeper who just comes into your club, maybe they're on they were just signed or whatever. The way that you can speak to them, you're obviously you're gonna be honest with them as well, but there's not a prior relationship, so you need to find out what behaviors work in order to get the most out of them, because you don't know this person yet.
But I think if you've also set up a good environment, so if they come in and they see the way the other goalkeepers that they're training with respond to you and how everybody's engaging and stuff, that immediately sets an environment, and it sets a precedence. That's a great point.
I'm really agree with you guys, and this is going to the point. But also, I think we as a goalkeeper coaches, and we know, we feel the people, we feel the goalies, we feel them, we feel if they are struggle, we make them, we are kind of entrance for them to the team, special after bad matches, special after, like you say, to the tryout or stuff like this. We as the goalkeeper coaches, we are kind of fathers or mothers, people, and a little bit kind of older brother who can give you advice. But at the same time, we protect you, but we also want you to be good. So this kind of entrance people, like I'm calling them.
I want to bring this up right here. So I want to start playing some. I'll turn off the volume real quick right here. Yeah. So I want to start showing some of Kamil's sessions here, because I think, Kamil, I think we talked about this, the fact that your sessions can also build trust for the goalkeepers, because if they agree, based on seeing the session design, they go, "Oh, this is benefiting me. I'm growing from this. Oh, I see how this is relevant to the game." They're going to trust you.
I'm really agree with you. This session, it's included everybody. It's just, of course, this is easy drill. Like you see, we never missing any moment. We don't missing any ball. We're working with the quality. This is actually a balanced situation with different angles. And I'm really fan of quality serving. I'm really huge fan of the short moments, not many position, many things. I think we as a goalkeeper have to warm up well. be serving to each other perfect, because we have to, like I say, I love explosive moments, but at the same time, I'm really fond of working with the balance and attitude. My attitude as a goalkeeper coach helps and infects others. So if I am into the session, it's easier as the young goalkeepers or even older goalkeepers, they are also into the session.
Yeah, I think you're definitely on the same page as Saskia. You know, I mean, this is a conversation, Saskia, I've had with people, and I've been I've been a victim of this myself, in which, you know, I have not been as engaged in the session. Let's say it's session 3 at a ID camp, and it's hot, it's 98 degrees out there, and I'm starting to check out, and I have to recognize the fact that if I check out, how can I expect the goalkeepers not to check out?
Right. It's their third session too.
Mhm.
You know, I like what you said about quality service, and I'm really big on that as well. And it kind of goes back to that trust. And actually, there were times that, you know, I had keepers that were having a bad day, and they're serving their other keepers and giving them bad services. And like, I would have to stop the session, bring them over, and I'd be like, if you can control anything right now, you can't control what's going on off this pitch right now, but you can control that. You have to train your fellow teammate and respect them and just focus on the service. I love clean services and everything, but at the same time, especially in this kind of a setting, in these kind of drills and everything, clean service is huge. When it gets to like the chaos of a game, you have to do that as well. You have to have bad services and everything.
Definitely. What I want to say also, we make each other good, because if I myself, as I make you good as my partner, as a other goalie, you will make me good back, because my quality make your quality better, and this is common circle. So I'm really agree, and this you making by relation, by trust to each other, by the same idea, by the same plan, but by the standards you make it, but how you are as a goalkeeper coach. Because if you have quality standards, when you have value, you have your routines, and you have your how you want to develop things also about yourself. This is actually good idea, not idea, good things I got from the main coach last year. He said to me, Kamil, why coaches are good or not good? I said, hard question. I said, you know, because you as a coach, you have to first work with yourself to be better as a person, about develop yourself, understand others, and then it's easier to develop others, because you want to building yourself. So I'm to be here with you guys. I also feeling myself like I'm getting better. I'm getting more rich with my experience, my ideas, and then I can use this experience and this ideas tomorrow in the session. So I think this is also how I would say develop each other.
Yeah.
I absolutely love what you just said right there, Kamil. Man, you kind of made this is one of those head exploding moments, Saskia, for me.
Oh no, not those.
Yeah, no, but it's so true. I think, you know, one of the things is that, you know, so many times as coaches, you know, we're focused on wanting to make other people better and, you know, improving them. We don't stop back to think, okay, the only way we're going to make others better is by consistently improving ourselves, you know, so we have to look internally as well, not selfishly.
But Kamil even said it when he came, and now like the change has been, you know, that you have basically an 11, and now, you know, the keeper's so played in and is a field player, like that. Yeah. Well, that wasn't the way I was, like, it wasn't how it was when I played as much. You know, we were kind of ahead of the curve a little bit, but I had to make myself better to coach goalkeepers to do that. I couldn't just roll in and just coach keepers the way I was coached that long ago. Like, I had to say, what are the changes? How am I going to be better? How am I going to keep up with the pace of the game and how things are changing? And you always have to do that.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and also I think that now is the every day is developing. Everything is new and coming, new ideas, new things about our role as a goalkeeper coaches, people who are working with the goalkeepers. But I think focusing for the details make your goalies also see as you are right person in the right place, because you see the things like nobody else see. This means like you care, and then I can trust you as a goalkeeper. So it's this focusing for details in the good balanced way is giving us future impact for the goalies.
Yeah, in regards to what you just said right there, Kamil, I was just kind of thinking about this, that getting back to trust, right? We're getting back to trust. If a player sees you putting in that time on your own to work on becoming a better coach and designing sessions and, asking for feedback on what they liked and what they didn't like about the last session and how can they improve it so it's better for them, what do they want, they're really going to trust you because they're going to believe that you've got, their best interest at heart.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this, and Saskia, I'll relate this to you here because we were talking about the college environment. I think this is very important. The building the trust, not only with the coach, but also building the trust with the other players too, for the goalkeeper. I know you've seen this kind of go back and forth in different directions. How does that change in regards to, we talk about the goalkeeper coach being an assistant coach. Okay. Well, if they're an assistant coach, they need to be trusted by the outfield players too, that they know what they're doing.
Absolutely. And that comes also from the top down. That comes from the head coach allowing you and giving you that power to, take the defenders and work with the goalkeepers and work with a group, not just isolate you and the goalkeepers, so that you build that trust from the back forward. And then, we would have it so that I would have the attackers and the goalkeepers, and I would talk to them, and we'd set up drills, and I'd be like, this is what you need to look for to expose the goalkeeper. Look at what you're doing. And so they built that trust in me as well. But that comes from setting up proper situations and proper training sessions so that you're integrated into that. When it comes to free kicks, I'm in the goal and I'm telling the attacker on the ball what they should look for. I might even be behind them and not behind the keepers and be like, look what she's exposing right now, and go punish her. Like I would tell the attackers that all the time. Okay, so-and-so's too far off her line. Look up, punish her, because that's the only way she's going to learn right now as well. And that's how you can look at it. And so that I would gain that trust, but I was given that room to do that. So if you have a head coach that doesn't give you that, then it's going to be harder to gain the trust of the rest of your team.
I really agree with you. And this is always all about main coach, how he included you. And of course, I think this is you, with the experience as you have it, you give such a good advices for the strikers, defenders, and this is the team play. So we have to trust each other. We as a goalkeepers, we are last position for people who see all the view, and you staying behind the goal to the goal is you see how the defender should cover the first post or not first post. And it's all about the quality that you're giving or experience like you have it, and also how great you are and you've been in this situation. So I think it's also this professionality like you have as a goalkeeper coach around your goalies. It seems very effective, and people see this. The defenders, other strikers, they see what you're doing, guys. It's actually right.
Yeah. And then I think, kind of getting back to that in regards to like the process too, right? The process of the coach with the goalkeepers, with the outfield players. I think one of the most difficult things I've found, Kamil, especially working with youth goalkeepers, is they can sometimes lose trust because they don't see themselves growing, and they have to start recognizing it's a long path, man. I can't tell you how many times I've had a 9 or 10-year-old get frustrated and just wanting to go back to their old habits because it was easier for them.
Yeah, but isn't it one of the... Go ahead, Kamil.
Yeah, you could keep going, please.
But isn't it one of the best things is that eventually, haven't you had those moments when that young player has come off of a game in the weekend, maybe you're not there, and then be like, oh my God, coach, remember how we were working on through balls and timing? I finally got the timing right. I finally got the positioning right. I get it now. And it clicks, you know, and yeah, it takes time, but it's some of the most rewarding things when they start seeing things differently and they start like implementing what you've been teaching them. Sorry, those are some great moments.
Yeah, definitely. And come back to the young people who stop belief of themselves. You as a goalkeepers, you believe them. You make them, because we have huge feeling to this position, and we see goalkeeper coaches who care or don't care.
Yeah.
I care about every goalkeeper. My goal is even a number 4, the most about number 4, because no one see him. I have to see him. I have to give him supplements, trainings after all the session, because everybody play. He didn't play. I have to give him extra session, and believe him, because this is the most important goal for me. Because without him, I don't have the keeper group. Last year, without Simon Thomas, which is Canadian, I will never have Jakob Haugor as a first goalkeeper, because he was my main key to push Jacob. Without believeness, without push him in the right way, in the right moment, give him extra trainings, calling him, make good relationship with him, I will never have Jacob in this kind of level. And this also with the small kids, and because small kids, they see effect very quick. They see when you're happy, they become very happy. When you exciting about good save, when you are exciting about the good choices, because when you feel them, when a 12-year-old kid make you excellent save, and you say, oh, this is perfect, this is what we needed, yeah, oh, and make mistakes, come on, next one, forget it, 3 seconds rules, this kind of things, like you as a goalkeeper coach feel them all the way, instead to just go and take coffee when they start playing matching. You follow them. You say, yeah, this giving a lot. This giving actually a lot for them, and this can be key for them to never miss motivation, because we are alone. We are as a goalkeepers, we are alone, like I said before. And if we have goalkeeper coach who follow you all the time and give you this advice and give you this feeling, that make it huge impact in the future.
Yeah.
I want to bring this up right here, because we just had a parent pop in the comment section. Shout out to Kim Campbell and the whole Campbell clan. Crazy that Jamie's heading off to University of Colorado very soon now. How nuts! But I want to bring up the parents thing, and Suski, I'm going to bring this up with you, because obviously in the youth game here in the United States, and even in the college game, the parents are a little bit more prevalent than I believe they are in the professional game overseas. That is a difficult thing sometimes, because sometimes there's not a trust with the parents, you know, of trusting the process of what you're doing with them, even though the goalkeepers themselves are on board.
Again, it's communication, you know, but you're always going to have those parents that think they know it better, think they should be telling you what to do, but they, you know, it's the way you approach it. It's the communication. And it's also, you know, show the development, like look at where little Joey's gotten, or, you know, little Jamie has gotten from here to there. And they have to trust the process and see it as well. But to be honest with you, parents need to kind of step back. You know, they do. They need to step off. You know?
This is the same problem here. You know, in Norway we have something which is calling dugnad.
Not you, Kim. I love you, Kim. You're fine.
This is something, like I say, is dugnad, and when parents are coaches, which I don't accept it. Supposed to never happen, and they supposed to never say something how we develop goalies. But we as a goalkeeper coaches, we own our own. This is only your own project. You have to own your own project. And of course, you can hear everybody, but no one can give you advices, because this is you. You know the goal is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, that's something I was actually just thinking about in regards to, like, not just, your relationship with the goalkeepers and building trust with the parents, but the parents, it's their job too, Camille, to teach the goalkeepers to trust the coaches and give them those tools and teach them how to, because the thing is that I think a lot of the times it starts at home. And if the goalkeeper's not being taught to respect the goalkeeper coach
I agree with
or
that, but I will
believe
also
them.
tell you there's a point in there that parents need to stick up for their kids, because I have had multiple conversations with parents in club that their kids are getting, whether it's verbally just ripped to shreds or not supported, and have that open line of communication with me and say, well, maybe we need to find them another club and to find out what's going on, because there is a point that your parents do have to step in, because they are children and we're developing, as we said in the beginning, good people as well. And so if that's going against what the parents, if you're not doing that, then you have every right to check your coach. Sorry, you do. I'm like, this is my kid.
I'm really agree with you guys. And then this is perfect what you say. But it's so many clubs. It's so many places when people can see how they are, how people work other places. So this is all about connection. If parents infect the kid and make you in the face of the goalkeeper of yourself as you're a bad coach or do something wrong, of course try the grass is maybe better on the other side of the bridge. So just go and check it. But what I want to say, here in Norway we see very quick from which kind of family they come from, because Norwegian, they are kind of kind, so I don't have that kind of problems, but I have problems with the people who come in with a family when parents may be too aggressive, a little bit, which is in fact goalkeeper who become not disciplined, so my connection always was first when I open a goalkeeper academy. I meet the parents, I write the rules, tell them how we're working, explain them process, like very quick tell them I don't need a help. This is me, or you trust me or you don't trust me. So that was the rules, and actually this works. I have a couple of situations when the second goalkeeper was disappointed, which is normal. So I have to find solution how I can develop them, because often main coaches with the youth, they are also here in Norway, they won't have results, so they don't use the second goalie in the right time, the right moment. So this was the thing which we actually struggle for the place where this goalkeeper can develop himself, because the best development is to play in the matches. So I understand frustration, and this was actually right frustration, because he's supposed to play in this age until 14, 15 years old. So this was the right frustration, but I take to my chest and I take my critic for this. But this is only one problem. But I think this was the key, to tell the parents the rules from the beginning.
Well, we're going to start wrapping up right here, because I know, Camille, I know for you it's like, I don't know, midnight or something like that right now.
Come on, guys, I really enjoy it. Actually, I was a little bit afraid to be here, and I was really tired, but I enjoy a lot. So I'm thank you so much to have me here, and Saskia, happy birthday, I think.
Oh, thank you.
But before we wrap up right here, we do have a few more questions in the comment section. We can't get to all of them. I apologize, everybody. If you want to, for those of you guys who are not on there yet, you got to join the Union goalkeeping app. It is free. We also have a premium service where you can get exclusive content from top names out there. We have interactive breakdown sessions where you can have your own film broken down by top people such as Saskia or myself or other pro coaches and players out there. So just check out all that stuff. It's at theunionsports.com or the Union Goalkeeping Community on Apple or Google Play stores. But I do want to throw up this question right here from Harrison Hipgrave, who I believe is an outfield player who's got a friend who's a goalkeeper. And he goes, my friend Caleb Newth is an up-and-coming goalkeeper, but had a rough game today. Any advice on how to get confidence back up for them again?
Well, I love that you're reaching out. Like, first of all, that shows that you really care about him and you have a good connection. I think that's awesome, being a field player and saying, hey, you had a rough game. But you know what? Just that, I can already tell just that energy. And you just, next day in practice, honestly, just say, hey, let's shake it off. Was a rough day. I have tons of rough games. Look at how many shots I missed, like, or something like that. And just like lift him up. But the fact that I already know you're going to do that because you just reached out to us and asked us. So you're on the right track, period. Just, we all have bad games. We all have everything. If he wants to work on something, maybe you're like, hey, do you want to take some crosses or do some long balls, or do you want to do something after practice together to help like pump him up a little bit? You can always do that as well.
Definitely, this was perfect what you say, and so I can just say some things also. This is next match about 2-3 days, so just forget it, because if you start thinking about it a lot, this stays in your mind and stays in your blood circulation. Just go forward, next one, because next one is coming.
Yeah, and I just want to say, Harrison, and please tell us where in the world you're watching the show from, because we always love to hear from everybody. This whole episode has been about building trust. I can already tell that your club, your youth club, you all have some real solid trust with each other, and you've built a really solid trust with your own goalkeeper. The fact that you're willing to reach out like that means that you all have that connection, and you're both looking out for each other. Because I guarantee you that goalkeeper Caleb will be doing the exact same thing for you, and that's how you build a successful.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, get Caleb on the Union and have Caleb put up some of his clips and ask us any questions he wants to ask, and we can talk to him about some stuff as well and work on maybe what he struggled on in the game. We're always here for you.
Absolutely. And also, Harrison, I was just thinking about this. This has actually made my head explode here, a head exploding moment right here. Any outfield players who are out there right now, get on the Union too and start sharing any questions you have about goalkeepers that might be able to be beneficial to you as an outfield player, because I think we really do need to improve that language and that understanding between the outfield players and the goalkeepers.
Yeah, for sure. So, but great. Awesome reaching out.
Love it. I absolutely love it. Well, Kamil, thanks for taking all the time, man. I'm glad that I was able to connect with Anthony and make this happen. We definitely have to stay in touch and
you got to come on again for sure.
Yeah.
Of course. Lovely. Thank you.
Absolutely. If people want to connect with you, where's the best place for them to connect with you?
With me, yeah, and definitely. I think Instagram, Facebook. I think Instagram is the right place, because I'm not that Twitter person.
It's okay, neither am I.
It's okay. We'll get you on the Union, so you're only going there. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. No, it was a huge pleasure to be here and an honor. Definitely, guys, if you need something from me, let me know. I'm in the right moment to move myself a little bit. Maybe it will be a different country. After 14 years here and building enough, I have to follow and building myself as a goalkeeper and personally maybe other country. Who knows? Maybe it will be not far away from you. So let me know if you want to. Let me know if you want to see the Norway or something, and I can help you with our goalies people connection here or something. I'm definitely open for this. So I live in Oslo right now, which is beautiful city, warm city. So if you have some plans for the vacation or do you want to change them, you know where to come. So you're welcome.
I love it. And obviously, you can reach out to us guys at contact@insidethe18media.com or at Goalkeeper Podcast on the Union Goalkeeper app. If you have a guest suggestion or a topic suggestion, Saskia Weber, you can reach out to her at Saskia_Weber or on the Union at Saskia. And myself, you can reach out to @Michael Magid on all socials, or on the Union. It's also @Michael Magid, because I am not as creative as some other people out there. That's all the time on Inside the 18, and we are out. Later, guys.
Bye.